Welcome back. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim expressed confidence in promoting cooperation between China and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations as this country will officially assume the chair of the ASEAN on January 1st, 2025. Earlier, Malaysia said it will place inclusivity and sustainability at the forefront of its chairmanship of the ASEAN.
As Malaysia assumes ASEAN chairmanship, Anwar, during the interview with China Central Television in Beijing, stressed that he will prioritize effective collaboration to strengthen the region's unity.
Our focus for ASEAN would include, of course, political stability, effective collaboration between countries, even dealing with somewhat more precarious, slightly contentious issues.
In October, leaders of China and ASEAN countries announced substantial conclusion of version 3.0 China-ASEAN Free Trade Area trade negotiations at the 27th China-ASEAN Summit held in Vientiane, Laos. It is expected to pave the way for one of the world's most populous and robust FTAs to play a bigger role in boosting regional development amid rising global protectionism.
We have now accelerated the process. Meetings among officials is ongoing. And we are quite confident that we could cement that sort of understanding by next year. You see, we happen to be, other than ASEAN, we're also the country coordinator between ASEAN and China. So we will do whatever is necessary, not only to facilitate, but to accelerate the process. And I think, therefore, I am, quite optimistic.
In 2024, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim continuously focused on strengthening Malaysia's diplomatic ties through official visits to various countries. These visits aim to enhance diplomatic relations, boost economic cooperation and reaffirm Malaysia's commitment to global issues. Anwar made his first visit to Australia to reinforce Malaysia's commitment and strengthen cooperation in areas like the vaccine ecosystem and clean energy transition. His visit coincided with the second annual Malaysia-Australia Leaders' Meeting and the special ASEAN-Australia Summit. In April, Anwar went on an official visit to Riyadh to attend a special World Economic Forum meeting on sustainable development, energy security, trade, investment and geopolitical issues. During the visit, he met with Saudi Arabian leaders and emphasized Malaysia's stance on maintaining a balanced foreign policy between the West and the East while avoiding provocative situations. In May 2024, the Prime Minister focused on strengthening diplomatic and economic ties with Qatar. He then continued his working visit to Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, where he discussed cooperation in economy, trade and investment. In Japan, Anwar delivered the keynote address at the 29th International Conference on the Future of Asia and held a meeting with Prime Minister Fumio Kishida to discuss bilateral relations between the two countries. Meanwhile, in India, 7 MOUs were signed with a trade and investment value of 12.5 billion ringgit, further strengthening Malaysia-India relations established since 1957. During a meeting with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Anwar also expressed Malaysia's desire to join the BRICS economic bloc. Anwar then led the Malaysian delegation to the 44th and 45th ASEAN summits and related summits in Vientiane, Laos. During the summit, Malaysia prepared to take on the ASEAN chairmanship starting in January 2025. Moving on to November, Anwar's visit to China successfully generated export potential worth 3.2 billion ringgit, focusing on high-tech sectors such as semiconductors, aerospace and electric vehicles. This was his third visit to China as Prime Minister, following earlier visits in March and September 2023. At the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Economic Leaders' Week in Peru, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim emphasized the importance of strengthening Global South cooperation. He also highlighted the generation of export potential worth 1.24 billion ringgit, particularly in high-potential sectors under the initiatives of the Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation. And in Brazil, Anwar's visit as a guest of the G20 summit created new opportunities in the semiconductor industry and strengthened ASEAN and BRICS ties. He also joined the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty and called for the reform of the UN Security Council's veto power, aligning with the G20 leaders' declaration in Rio de Janeiro, which advocated for transformative UN SE reforms.
Now